If I had a penny for every time I've been asked this question, I bet you guys I would have a house in Banana Island, or by now I would have had a property in the UK and be renting it out. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chamaka Okebutu. The question I'm referring to is when people say I'm 30 years old, I just finished school, how do I kickstart my career? First of all, yeah, I make a lot of videos for entry level. Yeah, most of them get around graduate trainee, and we know that graduate trainee, there's the age restriction around 26, sometimes it's 27, 28, but you must have a master's degree. We know fully well that not everybody fits into that bracket. There are some people who are left school later than that, right? Who may be 27, they had left because jam will jam you and all of that. Long story. Not like these days that people actually finish school quite early. Jam isn't really, I don't know if jam is still jamming a lot of people the way it used to jam then. But let's get into this video. So yeah, we know that life is somewhat not in your favor, right? The whole employment market is not really in your favor right now. That's the truth because people mostly want someone young. In fact, that 26 is even a stretch because some companies, it's now that people are even taking 26. There was a time when people were doing 22, 24. Yes, it was that bad, right? So, but what do you do if you are 30, above 30, out of school, or above 30, not just even out of school? Maybe you finished earlier, and it's taking you a while to get a job. What do you do? Um, how do you get a job? How do you get employed? Okay. First thing I will start is seek volunteering or internship experience. Now, the problem with Nigeria is that even that volunteering and internship experience is difficult. It can be quite difficult for you to get, right? Because when how many times have you seen companies actually put it out there that they're looking for interns? It's even a more common practice right now than it used to be because I've seen a lot of companies say summer interns, some just general internship. I know Flutterwave does the women tech internship somewhere around that engineering internship. But what do you then do if you're not within this field? It becomes a bit more difficult, right? So go on LinkedIn, connect to professionals, see target smaller companies, not the large enterprise. You could target large enterprise because here sometimes they do take, but those guys have a lot of restrictions because of their policy. This have to sign off, that has to have to sign up. Bureaucracy majorly within the organization will sort of limit you or will take longer time, right? So target smaller companies, especially startups, because those guys are sort of looking for free but quality work or less paid work. All right. Remember that your focus, what you're trying to do is to gather experience that you can use for your next job. It's very important that you sort of gather experience. And this is not for people only over 30. If you are just leaving school and you feel and you want to give yourself that edge, you can also go through this route, right? So go on LinkedIn, find forget about founders because except it's a relatively new company and you know that maybe reaching out to the how many people are in the company, founder is one of the employees as well, right? Except it's a company like that. But away from that, find team leads, the decision makers, the people who so let me explain it to you. This is the company, right? Every company has like department. Every department has a unit. But in smaller companies, maybe the department, the units, all of them together. So if I am the head of maybe I don't want to use human resources, maybe project management or corporate transformation, whatever. If someone leaves my team, or I'm the one who makes the decision that, oh, I need to hire an extra hand, my team is overwhelmed. I need to hire a product manager. I need to hire someone, or even in finance, I need to hire an extra hand, someone to handle taxation, someone to just assist whosoever is in that unit, right? Someone takes that decision not and then communicates that to HR. So it's not even the founder. The founder just signs off that okay, yes, you can hire this person after justification and all of that. So the founder is not the decision maker. The HR that you are blaming every time that this happens, that happens. Sometimes they're not the decision maker. They just check that your values align with the company. The person who decides if they're going to really hire you is the person you're going to be working with. That is the decision maker. And if you're targeting a very matrix kino, matrix. Well, an organization with hierarchy, a lot of hierarchy means that you have head of department, head of unit, team lead. Yes, those people sign off, but one person is really the decision maker. Now, when you go on LinkedIn, you might not know who exactly is the decision maker. But imagine if I want to, if I'm targeting, like target a lot of companies, Fincra, Okra, it could be Flutterwave. I don't know for Paystack, but yeah, you could do that. InterSwitch. I'm calling tech companies because those are more common. Promasidor, yes, all these health firms, stuff like that, fast moving consumer goods as well. When you go on LinkedIn, you can send a message to someone in HR because they are aware of all the vacancies available. Companies will not come outside to put all their vacancies. And that's the truth because when they would rather recruit based on referral, right? So reach out to HR. But more importantly, when you go on LinkedIn, you search the name of the organization, you open the page, you go to team, is it team or people? Yeah, so that you can see people who work there. From that drop down, you can then see the different units depending on how the individuals have worded it. You can then see the different people, what their role is within the organization, and then you can then decide who do you want to chat. You can even chat like two, three people within one team. Some would not respond, some would respond to you telling you that no, they do not have any opening, but if they do have, they will let you know. Some people will engage you, after engaging you, tell you they don't have an opening, while some will tell you they'll be on the lookout and would actually get back to you, while some will tell you that okay, there's a vacancy right now. So reach out to them, tell them that you draft it, introduce yourself, what you studied, the little experience you have, what you're looking for, and then tell them that you're open to a full-time contract, internship, or a volunteering opportunity, just so you can kickstart your career. You're open, you know, those you're open to learning and all of that. I know how difficult it can be. You're just coming out of school and somebody's trying to offer you a measly what because you're trying to intern and all of that, but I want you to focus on the goal. When you enter the organization, right, you're now in. You now have first-hand information about recruitment, right? You know when there are vacancies, especially if it's a smaller company. You know when there are vacancies. You know who that vacancy is coming from, meaning that you know who the decision maker is right now, and all you have to do is talk to that person. But also, it just means that within the organization, you have to be cordial with people. But then, being cordial just means that you'll be respectful, cheerful, yeah, you have to give off a certain kind of vibe because you really want them to sort of like you, but at least in the least not hate you. Yeah, they should first of all not even hate you before we even talk of liking. Okay, so now this I've talked about internship, volunteering, and how to go about it, and yeah, that's one. Something you can do is make a public post on LinkedIn. I know that people are very wary of this because it's like you being very vulnerable. It's as if you are begging. But if you really, really need it, I don't think it does anything, it takes anything from you. At that point, it might seem like such a small thing, but somewhere at some point in your career, you'll be like, let me go back for this job, mess up. But it's what has gotten you to where you are, right? I would say for this, make a public post as to what you're looking for, right? Asking for a job, make a public post about what you're looking for and what you have to offer. I understand and I admit that this might be a bit extreme, but I want you to focus on what you are looking for and why you started this. Remember that I said that the goalpost is somewhat not really in your favor in Nigerian market. Graduate trainee is just one of the ways, and it has an age limit. Yes, it's like a mass recruitment. It doesn't mean that companies don't recruit entry level on other bases. So whichever way you can do it, right? Whichever way. When companies are looking for 1 or 2 years experience, sometimes they also accept zero experience, so long as maybe you've done whatever it is in the past. So you're just trying to set yourself apart so that for your next job, which might still be an entry level job, but for your next job, you are well prepared, right? You are well equipped. You're no longer going as that person that doesn't have an atom of experience. You now have something to show for it. So yeah, that public post on LinkedIn, follow people. Some of these people, what I noticed is some of these people that you've reached out to on LinkedIn sometimes could also be tagging you when they see openings, and that's the easiest way to see openings because yes, people go on their LinkedIn page to put, "I need an intern," I need an entry level, zero experience. They put it, but you cannot follow everybody on LinkedIn. So these guys are, as you're following more people on LinkedIn, HR professionals, as they are commenting on that post, LinkedIn is showing it to you that so person commented on this post, and you can see. Sometimes these persons will be benevolent enough to tag you on those posts to say, see this, see this, see that, right? Yeah, and you could also join a community on LinkedIn. Sometimes some Slack as well, where they post job vacancies, and you can also see that it might be hard, but even people who are younger, who are straight out of school, also use these tips to get job beyond waiting be graduate training. It's not everything really. So don't be shy. Identify these your transferable skills and hit it on LinkedIn. Put your profile as open to work. Beef up. If you don't know how to beef up your LinkedIn profile, check my channel. There's a video. I have a video about that. Beef up your LinkedIn profile. Always edit, come back, chat people, buzz them. Like looking for a job is a job on its own. It's very exhausting, but it's rewarding when you finally get the job. Now, something you want to do is also learn a skill, because it's easier if you're telling me that you want to be maybe a tax analyst or something. It's easier when I see that you have some certification. I'm not talking about wide certification. I'm not talking about standard certification. I'm talking about maybe a LinkedIn course, something that showed that after school you were keeping up to date with practices, you were keeping up to date with what's happening within the industry. You were not just relaxed. It means that to a very large extent, you're up to date. It could be a LinkedIn course, a Udemy course. Like I said, it doesn't have to be standard. You don't have to start doing CFA and all. No, 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 no. Just something to show that you kept the learning flowing, right? You're still yourself. You're still learning. You're still improving. And there's still chance. You identify that there's still opportunity for you to improve. You're in touch with industry standards, because you have to prepare for when that job will come. Not that it's not when the job comes that you start preparing. Yes, there'll be a lot of things you do not know that you still need to learn. I acknowledge that, but you also need to be that person who knows certain things and shock them at that interview when they ask you. Be like, yes, I know. Say some so that you have something to actually say during your interview. Something beyond. Oh yeah, I think I can try. I'm willing to learn. If they ask you first question, I say I'm willing to learn. Second question, bruh, have something substantial, because there'll be a lot of people that they're interviewing. But the only difference between you and then them would be if all of us are willing to learn. I have demonstrated that I am willing to learn by keeping the learning pace even when I didn't have anything substantial doing. Keeping the learning pace on this particular item, this particular tax, my manager, a tax analyst, or whatever the case may be, I was focused. So, like I said, target smaller companies. And also, something I think that while targeting smaller companies, there's also the option of remote work. Remote work barely cares about people's age. Really, nobody cares so long as you have the skill. So if you have the skill set to be able to do some of the things, then you can apply, right? You can actually apply and see if they'll take it. There's no harm in applying. The only thing is that I think most of them do actually require um experience. But if you have the experience, if you find a remote job that doesn't require so much experience from you, you can go ahead. I don't think they would be so focused on how old you are. Rather, it would be what you can do, what you're bringing to the table. So yeah, you might want to focus on that. And key is smaller companies. By smaller companies, I don't mean minute and very small. No, I mean maybe not so large conglomerates. It doesn't mean you shouldn't target them. Or target them as well, because you do not know. As so long as you're targeting the decision makers in these companies, right? It's a lot easier. They can even decide to create a space for you within the company. Yes, it happens in Nigeria. They will create something for you, especially if it's unpaid. Sometimes, yes, especially if it's unpaid, or you're willing to take as low as 50K. They'll just create one thing for you. But the goal is when you enter, learn as much as you can. Forget about they're using me. Learn as much as you can. So that when you present your CV, you won't stop applying now just because you got an internship or a volunteering experience, and you won't stop applying. You will still be applying. So it means that your CV is no longer school teacher, church this, church that, or customer service. You now have an actual role. Put your achievements or success stories, and then you can fully apply for a job, even if it's just 1 month experience, 2 months, 3 months, right? You can fully then apply for a job. I know country is hard. Don't come for me before you start telling me about all of it. I know country is hard, but good thing is that a lot of companies run hybrid, right? And if you are targeting a small company, most likely work from home. So you're in good hands. And even if you have to go to the office, it's hard. I know how that can be, but I would still say focus on, even if you can just give yourself 4 months while you're learning a skill, taking courses, gathering experience and applying. You might even find out that somebody in your office is the one who would help you convert to a full-time offer, or even recommend you for a job. So talk to people in your office. Basically, every the corporate world is large, but then it's so small that everybody knows everybody, even everybody that is recruiting. Right. So I working in a company, have friends working in that company who be like, ah, my company they recruit this, that too. Every day, almost on a daily, I receive job vacancies, right? Maybe some of them are mostly experienced hire, but there's one of two. They say, okay, I need a personal assistant, I need an I need a customer service, digital strategies, intern. Yes, I do. And that's the same way it is with other people. So spread your wings, spread your tentacles. It's not time to be forming, to be shy or be forming. Um Tell your friends who can help you, not people who can't help you. But how do you know people who can help you? Tell your friends that you're looking for a job. Yeah, they will be the one to help and recommend you. Tell them you are looking for a job. I know how many interview invites I'd gotten by just telling a friend I'm looking for a job. Send your CV. Well, these are people that maybe I have worked with in the past, and um, we had a good relationship. So maybe just loosely mention that, oh, I think I'm looking out for something, or I'm looking for a job. I'm like, okay, she send your CV and I'm going to see, and then you get an offer. It might not be what you want. You could turn it down. Just because someone is recommending it doesn't mean you can't turn it down. Of course, you can turn it down. You can even just to your friend about what happened, or during the interview, you guys will laugh about it and be like, those people are not serious. All those things to happen. It's not cast on stone. And I would say acquire relevant skills, especially if you're someone who is in tech, right? Acquire relevant skills that will set you apart, right? If you are like, there are certain things you should try to just know, so that your interview could just be on a different level. And the thing is that tech actually allows you to do side gigs, like gigs. So if you're watching these gigs, are majorly not official working stuff, corporate structured environment. They are just, oh, it's just like saying, oh, I have someone who wants to build a website. How far you go fit build them? And you have the skill, like, ah, yes, so I go fit to, you charge your small money, 50K, 100K. Maybe you say 100K, they not green. You now say I bet 50K. You can't do sharp sharp, do 50K. 50K in your pocket. You've built a portfolio. As you're doing that one, somebody say, ah, UI, UX, Alpha, one design one app, we get one app like that with one design. See, it is so common. It is so common. You see gigs. It is so common. Or somebody say, ah, quickly, I want to do one research. Oh, how far are you available? My brother, I did. I want to write user story for one. My brother, I did. And I full ground. And then clean money is in your hand. The thing is that those things, because you've acquired relevant skills, and there are, like I said, tech is always high in demand. You are building your portfolio. You're building yourself. You're putting it on your CV, right? And people can see, especially UI US guys. I'm saying it because there are a number of times I've had to hire UI UX people, right? Or I've been requested, oh, she was looking for UI UX guys. I'm like, ah, don't worry now. When my guys are sending their portfolio, I'm like, oh, Chim. And I see some, I'm like, oh my God, you guys. And then I reach out to some of them and they're like, ah, Chim, I'm sorry, boy. I don't have, like, my hands are full. I don't have anything. I'm like, don't you have one of those your boys you can give it to? Like even my guys, my plate is full with a lot of gigs. I've shared it out to all the people that work with me. I don't have, and then there's me thinking about my life, my product management life. Like, oh, so yeah, that's basically it. So I just thought I should mention this important point. Referral doesn't mean, I know there are two types. Both of them start with R. I can't remember them, but one means that the person is saying, I know this person, I work for this person, I can vouch for this person. The other one just simply means I have this person's CV. This person might be qualified, look, and yeah. So, what you're looking for could be either. If you've worked with the person, fine, but somebody will not vouch for you if they've not worked with you and they can't speak about your work ethics. So when HR professionals are looking for it, maybe there's a vacancy, instead of putting it out there, they can just come and say, you know what, um, how far if you guys have CVs, I beg send to me. If you know anyone, send to me. One, because they are looking for serious professionals. They know that if you're referring someone to them, the person most likely is would be a good fit, right? So they don't have to do a lot of scrutiny. What you are looking for is just someone to take a chance on you. So all you need is for that person to submit your CV. It's an entry level role. They will not kill you. You just need someone to take a chance on you and actually um, submit your CV. The HR will be the one to look through and decide if you're actually a very good fit for that role, right? But you need your CV to even get the HR, Abby. You need your CV to even cross border. And if you're coming from the decision maker, the hiring manager, they'll most likely call you for an interview, which is why you need to be prepared. Because the person will not submit your CV finish for you to go there and flop. Whether the person knows you or not, it's not always nice. Like it's not always nice because you're spoiling the person's um we call it bragging rights. It would just look as if that person doesn't have quality people to refer, or the person is joking with the whole process, right? So yeah, you're not just because I just want to point out that just because someone is submitting your CV doesn't mean you would get the job. It is not a man no man situation. Mm-mm. It is a situation where they say, oh, HR, or even if I'm not the hiring manager and I know whosoever is recruiting, maybe not the HR, I know the head of the unit, I say, see this CV, review if it will work. It is left to that person to now decide if I should invite you. If you would be invited. And when you are invited, it's left to you to not disgrace the person that submitted your CV. In fact, not even that person, because sometimes is even forgotten and gone. They have a lot of people to interview. It's left to you not to disgrace your ancestors, all right? Because you work so much. It's left for you to go there and do so well. Let it be that well, you even did well. Maybe somebody did better than you, and maybe you were second, third, whatever. Let it be that you even did well, and know that the more interviews you attend, the better you become at interviews, more confident in your response, right? So that is it, yo. I just want to put that there. This is not a man no man situation. This is not a because they submitted my CV, I'll get the job, or because the person say, okay, no problem, there's a vacancy, bring your CV, you get it. That's not what it means. You still have to do the job, like you just like you had applied online without knowing anybody. It's the same thing that applies. They won't give you the job just because they know you. Nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's gonna do that. Okay. They would still interview you, normal process. They see a lot of just because you're coming in does not mean that that person is not the person is not submitting like three people's CVs or four people's CVs. It's made the best man win, really, because nobody wants to employ somebody who cannot do their job and then they're left stranded. May the best man win, may the best hands be employed. Yeah. You are above the 26, you are 30, it's actually not the end of the world, right? It just means that you might have to go through an unconventional route that is not the normal graduate training route that most people actually flow through, right? Something a bit more unconventional. But then again, meanwhile, if you are approaching that 30 or you are already 26, you are going for NYSC. I beg you in the name of God, find a PPA where you can be gainfully employed. See, it's okay if people who are below that are teaching and want to live their life. I even wish I had had enough time during my NYC to gallivant and all of that. But it's not as simple. It's not just as simple. If you can get good experience, doesn't have to be a big firm, doesn't have to be a well-paying firm. It just means that to an extent you need to do something that you can put on your CV, and your CV will not just be teaching or church, right? It could be customer service, but something. It could be front desk. It could be just something, anything that is more than just teaching. And even if it's teaching you're doing, fine tune it on your CV. Okay, but I would say if you can do something more than teaching, please do so that your CV doesn't look bland and it also sets you apart, especially if you stay crossing the range. So I didn't want this video to be long. I hope this helps somebody out there. Yeah, this is my advice to you. If there's any other thing you've tried out, or you're someone who had applied above 30, you have something to not above 30, maybe above normal age or even younger and you've tried an unconventional route, please let me know in the comment section. I want to actually hear from you, how you have been able to navigate all these waters, because it's really something I know a lot of people have been asking. I see a lot of comments and it breaks my heart, but you can do this. Yeah, that's what I would say. You can actually do this. Okay. Yeah, so I'm rooting for you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. So sometimes if you guys come to TikTok or Instagram to come ask me questions in my DM, please leave the questions on YouTube openly, because you're asking me the same question someone has asked me, and I am one person, right? Or you come to my DM and you say hi. I won't respond. That's the truth, because why are you just sending me hi? And I know that you have a question. So I'll just go ahead, shoot your question. It's absolutely fine, right? Then ask your questions in the comment section so that I can respond and everybody can see it. If you have follow-up questions, ask. I would also see it. Okay. All right, guys. I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much for watching. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share this video to your friends if you found this helpful. And I'll see you in my next video. My name is Chamaka Okebo. It's been nice being here. Bye, guys.